Welcome. I am Professor Monikam Sugumaran, Chair of the University of Massachusetts Faculty Council, the governing body of the faculty. Please join me in welcoming our Chancellor, J. Keith Motley, who will open the main ceremony. Chancellor Motley.
You all. Good morning. Come on now, good morning. Oh, what a beautiful morning out here on this beautiful University of Massachusetts Boston campus. Welcome. Greetings. I offer my welcome to you and declare the 46th commencement exercises of the University of Massachusetts Boston officially open. Oh, what an amazing day. I want you all to please rise with me as we bring forward graduating senior Lisa Valdez from the College of Liberal Arts. She's going to sing our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Hey. Thank you, Lisa. And thank you to our honor guard. Look at them from our Department of Public Safety. They look good up here. Go on with your bad self. Please be seated. Hey, so congratulations, University of Massachusetts Boston, class of 2014. Hey, I'm fired up. I hope you are. It's a beautiful day. Look at what we have been blessed with today. Magnificent. Class of 2014. Today, we remember your classmates who cannot be here with us today because they're called to active duty as members of the United States Armed Forces. Many students among us today have served our country. Those of you who are veterans, please rise as you are able and be recognized. We thank you. We thank you. We thank you for your service. Yes. You may be seated. Class of 2014. I'd like to take you back to a time long before some of you, 1964. 50 years ago, your university was an abstraction, a vision shared by our founders who thought there ought to be a place here in this great city where city kids will trip over opportunities for higher education, equal to the best. In the summer of 1964, their vision became a reality, and the University of Massachusetts Boston was approved by the state legislature and that brilliant governor at that time. In the years since, much has changed out here on the peninsula. We merged with Boston State College. We built and continue to build this campus here on Columbia Point. We become a research enterprise. We welcome students from all around the world. But what has not changed is our commitment to provide access to academic excellence. Members of the class of 2014, you are living proof that we are fulfilling our mission. So, more than 50% of the University of Massachusetts Boston undergraduates are just like me, first-generation college students. I ask you now, if you are the first in your family to earn a college degree, please stand up so we can recognize you. Hey, welcome to the club. It's an unbelievable club with a lot of responsibility. Because you're first, you have to make sure there's a second and a third and a fourth. Thank you so much. Class of 2014, I wish our founders could see you today. 50 years ago, could they have envisioned a student like Brianna Reyes? Brianna followed her ambition to the Honors College, where she earned and maintained a 3.9 grade point average and achieved teaching licensure, a rare feat for an undergraduate. She got her license as an undergraduate to teach. She followed her passion for service on campus as an orientation leader and as a Beacon ambassador on volunteer trips around the country. And she was at Brockton High School, where she's preparing for her future career as a high school Latin teacher in underserved schools. Now, I couldn't even read my Boston College PhD because I didn't understand Latin. So, Brianna, we got to hook up. Today, she graduates with a double major in classical languages and history and archaeology. Brianna, stand up. You are an inspiration. Hey, okay, all right, good to see you. Hey, but that's not all. Our founder would also be proud of Andrew Bunyard, named one of 29 who shine among public universities and colleges and the students from across Massachusetts. Andrew has devoted his studies, his volunteer energy, and his career to public service. social justice, and civic engagement. Currently, a leader of the LGBT Advisory Committee at Beth Israel Hospital, Andrew hopes to work in healthcare policy, serving as a liaison between hospitals and government entities to expand access to healthcare for all. Andrew, stand up. Let's see you. And Andrew's going to receive his master's degree in public affairs today. Congratulations, Andrew. We are so grateful. Could our founders have imagined Daniel Alfaro's story? Daniel was born to an immigrant family from El Salvador, and he transferred to our university from the great Roxbury Community College. His dream is to help young immigrants transition to American life, and he has done so by tutoring and tutoring and tutoring and then mentoring high school students in the community, working with nonprofits that serve students at Boston public schools. He hasn't turned his back on Boston, and leading youth groups at his church. This fall, Daniel will begin studying for his master's degree in social work at Boston University, where he's received a full scholarship. Congratulations, Daniel. Stand up, Daniel, so we can see you. Yeah, I see you over there. They dare to dream of a student like Corey Poskinaris. Corey earned senior honors in an undergraduate research grant for her excellence in the study of chemistry. She worked in our green chemistry lab, where we have been the first in this world to have a PhD in green chemistry, and was invited to become a student researcher at the wonderful Dana-Farber Harvard Cancer Center through its partnership with our university. Corey also mentors freshmen because she understands that freshmen need to become sophomores and juniors and then stand out here and graduate just like each and every one of you. She works in pediatrics unit at Mass General Hospital. When does she sleep? Comforting children with cancer and their families. She graduates today with plans to go into medicine. Congratulations, Corey. You're in the center section. Stand up so we can see you. "50 years ago, our founders may never have imagined that we would be welcoming a group of graduates and their guests from the Pacific Islands. But they would be so proud today because joining us are 4 students from the Federated States of Micronesia, 3 students from America Samoa, a student from Guam, and also 1 student from Saipan. You 9 are among the first graduates of our online Master's in Vision Studies program. That means you are now trained specialists in teaching students with visual impairments a high-demand field in your home countries. Diane Otero, would you please wave and stand up? Diane, your grandmother was so proud of you earning your master's that she left money in her will for the sole purpose of funding this trip to Boston for your family. 12 members are here today because of Grandma. Welcome, family. Welcome. Hey, Grandma's smiling down on you today. It's amazing. Each of you has come a long way, literally and figuratively, to reach this day, and so has the University of Massachusetts Boston. We've grown too. I cannot think of a better symbol of our university's global reach over 50 years than each one of you that we talked about today. Congratulations, graduates. Give yourselves a round of applause. But now I got to go off script. Hey, listen. Hey, there's some folks out there graduating today who I couldn't leave without giving them a shout out. These are folks with some special connections to the University of Massachusetts Boston family for whom today is a very special milestone as well. So on my way across the plaza, I ran into a graduate who I promised to give a shout out. Her name is Callie Pate. Now, Callie sprained her ankle, tripping her way across, the walkway up here today. And I hope Callie's family was told, and I hope Callie is back and she's okay. Callie, you out there anywhere? She's a biology student. Did Callie make it? Well, family, we're sorry about that. We're on tape. Callie, we love you. Sorry. Hey. Now the trustees understand why we're building all this stuff over here. We can't have students tripping at graduation. What's up with that? Now, come on now. One of our former faculty members called up, Megan Hollis. She journeyed back to campus today from Michigan State University. She's here to celebrate the graduation of two students whom she has developed great admiration for. Camille Doyle, who early on in her studies was convinced that she would not be successful, but through dogged determination and support from her professor, became an amazing student who is also who are aspirations now from not wanting to be here to going into doctoral studies. Unbelievable. And I tell you, Brendan, despite the challenges associated with being a law enforcement officer, found a way to make it work. And through persistence and devotion to his studies, will graduate today. Megan, I understand these are the kind of stories that cause this university to take up residence in your heart. So we're glad that no matter where you go, that you understand that this is home. Lee Downing is a graduating student from CLA with a degree in theater arts. She's the daughter of Mike Dowling, who serves the university in our facilities administration department. Mike and his wife and his family are so proud today. Abe Shorn is here, and she's a graduate assistant for the Office of Diversity and Inclusion. She's graduating from the College of Management of Masters of Science and Information Technology. Moving up, learning also from the Office of Diversity and Inclusion. Wow, you got a lot of folk coming out of there. Executive Assistant Anna Torres is graduating from the College of Liberal Arts with a degree in theater arts. Now, she thought she was going to get by me today because she's like a daughter to all of us, but we sort of let her go. She has unbelievable, beautiful red hair. Her name is Katie Ryan. She's the daughter, and she's all of our daughter, of my executive assistant. So I'm taking Chancellor's privilege. Kay Ryan's daughter, Katie, is graduating today. She's graduating from the College of Nursing and Health Sciences. Katie, congratulations to you. Yeah. So I called you out from walking by me this morning thinking I didn't see you when you snuck by. Jesse Wright, former president of the undergraduate student government, outgoing president of the Graduate Student Assembly, an outgoing graduate assistant for the Chancellor's office, is receiving his MBA from the College of Management today. And that I also heard that Jesse and his father are close to purchasing a golf course over in Ireland. So there's some Motleys in Ireland. So I'm going to hook up with my Motleys in Ireland. I'm going to make sure I get over there across the water and play on that golf course. Now let me tell you about a young lady I call Superstar. Kendra Mitzman. Superstar. was homeschooled from the age of 7 through 15 on a farm in Connecticut. She got off that farm and came up to the big city of Boston. But she also took 2 years and went to community college, already determined to be a nurse because she had volunteered for a nursing home and graduated with an associate degree in 2011 at the age of 17. So she already at 17 had her 2 years in. She came to the University of Massachusetts, Boston, the following fall as a nursing student. In short time, she has been with us. She was in the University of Massachusetts, Boston Mass General Hospital DEU program. She joined the Sigma Theta Tau Honor Society. Last summer, she traveled to Kenya with Kenya Heart and Soul. In the past fall, she became a class representative for your wonderful class of 2014. She did all this while serving as a highly valued, highly appreciated, high-functioning work-study student in the Chancellor's office, making all of our days brighter. And I heard we're trying to steal her, but will not be. So now at the age of 20, Superstar will be graduating magna cum laude, lottie, 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 and is prepared to her test. She's getting ready to pass that test in nursing and get that license. What an unbelievable story. Those are just a few stories from the record number 4,000. Hey, there's lots for you to be proud of in this class of 2014. Record number 4,000 people graduating today. That's unbelievable. Now, class of 2014, one of the world's great elders, Maya Angelou, has passed on this week, enjoying our ancestors. Yet from her new exalted place of rest, she is always sending messages, and one is today, and it's, and still we rise. First generation or non-traditional, and still we rise. Disabled, low income, or underserved, and still we rise. New to the English language, and still we rise. 1, 2, and 3 jobs during college, along with family obligations, children to care for, chancellors to run away from, and still we rise. Late night study, too much reading, physical and mental exhaustion, and still we rise. Against the odds, we rise, and then, transformed, we rise. New discipline, new skills, new knowledge, we rise. New direction, new aspirations, new goals, we rise. New friends, new contacts, new connections to the world, we rise. A life to build, a community to serve, a world to change. We rise, we rise, we rise. Each of you. Each of you from your various backgrounds and origins from around this globe, because you represent over 140 countries and 90 different languages, has risen to this occasion today. And in doing so, you have inspired us who celebrate your great achievements. So congratulations to you. Congratulations, congratulations, congratulations. So, I know we've been giving you all the hype, but class of 2014, there are so many people that have helped you get here today. They're all around the peninsula. Some are still driving in circles trying to get here to see you. First, I'd like to ask you to rise and join me in thanking your family, your friends, your loved ones, whoever came to see you. Stand up and turn around. Hey, y'all can be louder than that. Hey, before I forget, because I got to go home, so y'all sit down for me. There's a beautiful young lady in the front row. There's 2 of them. But I want to start with the other image. My young daughter, Kayla, who's going to be a graduating senior from high school this year. Thank you for coming. She's practicing college. She's been at so many commencements here. We watched her grow up. And then to my beautiful wife, Angela, thank you for being here. I'm proud to have both of you here. Thank you for your support. Behind me on this stage is a record number for commencement since I've been here, faculty members. Today, I want you to acknowledge them. First, I want you to see them. Please rise up, colleagues, so they can see you all. Y'all look good. Look at that. So you join the ranks of more than 90,000 alumni, including members of our 50th and 40th anniversary classes who are present with us today. And I would like those alumni from the 50th and 40th class to rise as you're able when I call your names. Hey, listen, the 50-year class parties hard. My wife and I always have to leave at midnight when they're partying. So don't laugh at them. I just said that because that was somewhere locked up in someone else's mind. But representing the class of 1964 from Boston State College, we welcome Crystal Brokfist English. Crystal. You look good back there. Representing the 1974 graduating class of Boston State College, we welcome former President of the Massachusetts Senate, the great and honorable Robert Travellini. Robert. And representing the 1974 graduating class of the University of Massachusetts, Boston, we welcome Edward Diallo. Where's Edward? From our Board of Visitors, Chair Emeritus Art Mabbitt, and then Chair Selma Saxon, Vice Chair and Board of Higher Education Chair Charles Desmond. They've joined us today. Stand up, you all. We also recognize our Alumni Association representatives, Lorne Barrowell, who's here from the class of 1969. We also have some University of Massachusetts Board of Trustee members here with us. We have Trustee Nolan O'Brien, Trustee Megan Kingston, Trustee Richard Campbell, Trustee Larry Cartman, and also Trustee Marty Exafaris. Also on the stage to show their support, it's the University of Massachusetts System President, Robert L. Corrett. And also Senior Vice President, Marcelette Williams. Thank you for recognizing our administrators, trustees, and Board of Visitors members for their work on behalf of this great university, the University of Massachusetts Boston, our campus, and our community. It's now my privilege to introduce Larry Cartman, who brings greetings on behalf of the University of Massachusetts Board of Trustees. Thank you.
Yikes. Following Chancellor Motley is like following Beyonce at the Grammys, I think. I don't know. Will all the management majors out there meet me afterwards? I'm actually his boss, and I need help trying to deal with that. President Corrett, you're very dynamic, Chancellor Motley, fellow trustees, especially Trustee Dick Campbell, who literally dropped everything in the last year to launch the Crystal Campbell Fund. Dick, congratulations on that. Members of the faculty, family, friends, honorees, guests, and most importantly, the 4,000 members of the class of 2014. On behalf of the University of Massachusetts Board of Trustees, I bring you greetings and congratulate you on the major milestone in your life that you celebrate today. You have worked hard to reach this moment, and the Board of Trustees, which oversees all 5 campuses in the UMass system, joins with you all in being proud of your accomplishment and confident in your ability to achieve great things. You are here today to celebrate a personal achievement, and certainly there will be a whole lot, of words spoken this morning about that achievement, which is appropriate for such an important moment. But as inaugural poet Richard Blanco, clearly a man of words, said earlier this month at another big moment like this I attended, I'm going to ask for a brief moment of no words, of silence. So you, the 2014 graduates, can think about how great your achievement really is, and think about the people who helped get you here along the way. Please join me in that silence. Thanks, that was great. This is also a day of celebration for the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, as many of you, very many we hope, will remain in Massachusetts and help our state maintain its position as an intellectual powerhouse and global innovation leader. This is the only school in the state that brings together 2 very noble concepts: university and Massachusetts. And it truly is the people's university. Now here's the hard part. So that means you are the inheritors of a special tradition, and our future is in your hands. We need to keep the talent assembled in this graduating class right here in Massachusetts. If we do, our horizons are unlimited. As you receive your degrees this morning and become alumni, please also become real ambassadors for this great institution. You know firsthand of its assets and the progress made thanks to the commitment of the faculty and the campus leadership and the support of the people of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. Let's work together in the years ahead to keep the momentum going and make this a public university that is second to none. Speaking of faculty, I want to share one personal note with you all. I know if you look left and you look right and then you look straight ahead in front of you, you will likely see classmates who are friends and with whom you have plans to stay in touch. But I also want to urge you to think of the faculty member who spent extra time with you, or the faculty member with whom you found that special bond. I had a professor like that, and over 3+ decades, we would talk, he guiding me drinking in his true wisdom. I was honored to be at Professor Ziff's memorial service not long ago at UMass Amherst, my alma mater. I know many of you have your own Professor Ziff, and I urge you to stay in touch with him or her. It will be an equal part of your UMass experience. Thank you for your time. Congratulations again, and may all the travels that lie ahead for you be good, and may the soft winds of this glorious Boston spring always be at your backs.
So thank you, Trustee Cartman. It's now my privilege to introduce President Robert Corrett, who brings greetings on behalf of the University of Massachusetts system. President Corrett.
We all dread following the Chancellor. Good morning, everyone. To members of the Board of Trustees, Chancellor Motley, faculty, staff, graduates, parents, family, and friends, today's commencement speaker, Executive Secretary Christina Figueres, honorary degree and distinguished award recipients and guests, and most importantly to you, the class of 2014. Congratulations. On behalf of the entire University of Massachusetts family, a family that has over 100,000 students in our classrooms and online each day, a family of almost 500,000 alums that span the globe, a family of over 15,000 employees here in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. I extend congratulations and best wishes to each of you. This is a milestone for each of you, but it is one of many milestones that lie ahead in your future. This is a day to be celebrated and remembered. It is a day to be hopeful and filled with great promise about the future. I salute your accomplishments and wish you enormous success as you continue the pursuit of your goals, your dreams, as you travel your life's path. I would remind the graduates that while your degree from Boston's only public research university may be and hopefully will be a ticket to a job, a career, and a brighter future, I also sincerely hope it is undergirded by the kaleidoscope of college experiences that shaped your development here at the University of Massachusetts, that shaped you as an individual. As important as it was that you were taught the skills you need to get a good-paying job and launch that first career, colleges have a much greater responsibility than to simply produce graduates who can earn a living and churn out products. It is equally important that your time here on the Boston campus, perhaps more important that your time here on the Boston campus, encouraged each of you to grow and develop, taught you how to be better people, to be well-rounded individuals who have a curiosity about the world, who are empathetic with others, are thirsty for knowledge, and value of being service and providing service to others. People who can and will change the world. Life passes in a finger snap. That becomes more obvious as we get a little older. In your short lifetimes as college students, the changes you've witnessed in our world have been dramatic, from advances in science and technology to new social and political frontiers. The changes I've seen in my own lifetime, which will age me a bit, have been even more staggering. For example, TV in every home, the calculator, which came into being when I was in graduate school, the home computer, and the internet. These changes are happening all within one generation for each of us, and change is accelerating year to year. Life will eventually be transformed beyond your or my imagination. So now you've earned a degree from this 50-year-old premier research university that celebrates its half-century mark this year. What will you do with it? How will your experiences here inform your life choices as you move forward? What story will you write for your life? The world has much to offer you, and you have much to offer the world. You are following in the footsteps of tens of thousands of UMass Boston graduates who have preceded you and who are now alumni of this great university and who have begun and often have made their mark on the world already. So it's your turn to make your mark, to find your bliss, your peace, and purpose, and to live your dream in a way that will make your life the narrative you desire. You are poised to write your life story. Do it well. Again, I say congratulations, class of 2014. We wish you only the best as you move forward on your careers and on your life's path. And as the Chancellor has said, please don't forget UMass as you move forward. We need your support, and we'll be talking to you about the support moving forward. And I'd like to say, financial support is one thing, and we appreciate it. Political support is equally important, and every once in a while, we just need emotional support to keep doing what we're doing for the generations ahead. Congratulations.
Thank you, President Correct. Hey, you all right out there? Hey, we're all right. We're getting to you in a minute. But listen, this is important because we're going to be honoring your faculty next. Those people who have dedicated their lives to make sure that you go out of here prepared to serve, prepared to develop, prepared to create. And so, we begin with the award for distinguished teaching.
Chancellor Motley, I have the privilege to introduce from the School for the environment in the College of Science and Mathematics, the recipient of the 2014 Chancellor's Award for Distinguished Teaching, Professor Robert Chan.
In classrooms on campus or in Boston public schools, in the lab or ankle deep in the Neponset River, Professor Chin, you are always seeking to improve how you impart knowledge and a passion for science to your students. You have taken risks in the classroom using technology and creative teaching techniques, and you take chances on your students, inviting graduate and undergraduate students to work in your labs, pursuing their love of science wherever it takes them. One of many teachers you mentored and one of many students that you've mentored along the way said that Professor Chin has an uncanny ability to meet his students wherever they are without a hint of superiority. One of your students says, "There's no doubt that I would not have pursued a graduate degree were it not for Dr. Chin's constant support and inspiration." In recognition of your passion for science education, I am pleased to present you with the Chancellor's Award for Distinguished Teaching.
Chancellor Motley, I have the privilege to introduce from the Department of English in the College of Liberal Arts, the recipient of the 2014 Chancellor's Award for Distinguished Scholarship, Professor Elizabeth Fay.
So, Professor Fay, I've been told that one cannot work in the field of British Romanticism without being profoundly aware of your many contributions to the area in general and to the recovery and also reassessment of Romantic British women writers in particular. Among your 8 books and countless articles and essays and book chapters are several now texts of the Romantic movement assigned to the students of literature internationally who are happy to read your clear, engaging prose. On our campus, you create opportunities for research in the humanities, founding the Research Center for Urban Cultural History and serving as its director for 7 years. Through your initiative and leadership, what we now know as the Center for the Study of Humanities, Culture, and Society has become a forum for international scholarship and collaboration. In recognition of your innovative, interdisciplinary approach to research, I am pleased to present you with the Chancellor's Award for Distinguished Scholarship.
Chancellor Motley, I have the privilege to introduce from the Department of Economics in the College of Liberal Arts the recipient of the 2014 Chancellor's Award for Distinguished Service, Professor Catherine Lind.
Professor Lind, you have served the University of Massachusetts Boston in numerous roles over your 30 years here with us, many of them in leadership positions. In fact, you have taken charge time and time again in situations in which no one else wanted the responsibility if things went wrong. This is a testament to your strength and to your character. As Associate Dean of the College of Liberal Arts in the late 1990s, you reinvigorated the college and redefined its role in our institution. You helped implement the academic quality assessment and development system, no small task. And as president of the Faculty Staff Union since 2008, you have been fair, honest, thoughtful, and reliable advocate for your college. You have served your department, your college, and your university, as well as victims of domestic violence in your community, as a board member for 10 years of the nonprofit Domestic Violence Ended. In recognition of your steady leadership and integrity, I am pleased to present you with the Chancellor's Award for Distinguished Service.
On this day, it is my privilege to join Chancellor Motley in presenting the John F. Kennedy Award for Academic Excellence to a most deserving student. Sean O'Grady, please step forward.
Told you we were going to start getting to you. The best and the brightest students are intellectually curious. Sean, you are described by your professors and peers as intellectually ravenous. As a student of psychology, you have taken every opportunity available to read more, learn more, research more, develop more skills, and do more for other people. Balancing a full class schedule and a position as a community organizer with the South Boston Collaborative Advisory Network, you also served as a research assistant in 3 of our social science labs. In the baby lab, you developed your senior honors thesis on the autism spectrum disorder in our children. Your advisor for that thesis says that in her 15 years in higher education, she has never met any student who works as hard as you, including her graduate students. Oh, including her graduate students. Whoa. She says you maximize the sum of all the characteristics that are important for a career in research. Perhaps this is why, out of more than 10,000 students who applied for the prestigious National Science Foundation Graduate Fellowship this year, you were among fewer than 2,000 who received one, which will be funding your doctoral studies at the University of California, Berkeley. Full round. So, in recognition of this drive to succeed and to use your success to help others, I am pleased to present the 2014 John F. Kennedy Award for Academic Excellence to Sean O'Grady, young people. JFK Award winner Sean O'Grady will now present remarks on behalf of your class, the class of 2014. Sean.
Thank you, Chancellor Motley, for those gracious words, and thank you to our family and friends who are here to celebrate with us today. I was actually kind of surprised when they told me that I would be giving this speech because I actually failed the writing proficiency exam the first time I took it. So. In fact, I'm still worried that somebody from the registrar's office will come out and tell me that I have to take it again or I won't be able to graduate. But I figure if I stall up here enough time, then I'll be good. So, class of 2014, I am honored to have the opportunity to speak to you today. And I would first like to say that I'm so very proud of you all and all of our accomplishments that we've had together over the past 4 years. I would like to start by thanking Professor Zsuzsa Kaldi, as well as all of the faculty and dedicated staff and students in the psychology department and throughout this university. I would also like to thank my psychology honors cohort for being so supportive over the past year. And I know we're all very sad that we'll be leaving the nest soon. I'd also like to thank my strong and brilliant wife, Flora, and my entire family for everything that they've done for me throughout my entire life. And lastly, I'd like to thank the Veterans Advisor, Gus St. Silva, and all of the administrators and staff who have helped to make today possible for each and every one of us. So before I begin, I'd just like to mention that my story only recounts one of many successful journeys here today and at this university. Each one of us here has endured incredible tragedies, setbacks, and obstacles along our journey. To me, it's kind of interesting that I'm up here because, like many of you, college was never in the cards for me. I came from a working-class family in Lynn, Massachusetts. We've got some Lynners out there, huh? So both my mother and my father worked very hard to put food on the table and a roof over our head for me and my 3 siblings, my little sister and my 2 brothers, who are here today. Growing up in Lynn was pretty tough, and many of my friends are either now dead or in prison due to the violence and substance abuse that has plagued my city and many other communities here in Massachusetts. When I was 17, I dropped out of high school because I thought I could make more money working. It was a really big mistake. After the terrorist attacks of September 11th, I wanted to join the military, but the recruiter told me that without a high school diploma, I was ineligible. So I was determined to join, and I attended North Shore Community College. I received my GED and enlisted in the United States Marine Corps. Semper Fi. In the summer of 2006, I deployed to Al Anbar province, Iraq, where my unit helped to quell the insurgency and stop the civil war that had torn the country apart after the initial invasion. During one of our missions to secure the city of Ramadi, a sniper shot and killed one of my best friends, Corporal Christopher Leon. A few weeks later, I called my mom to see how she was doing back home. She told me that my Nana had passed away and that she was going into the hospital for surgery. I was devastated, and I lost my friend, I lost my Nana, and I felt like I was going to lose my mother as well. Thank you. I felt like everyone around me was dying, and I was powerless to stop it. I fell down, and I didn't want to get back up again. But my friends helped to pick me up, and they taught me that although some of my loved ones were gone, many of them were still here. Thank you. During my time here at UMass Boston, I have been blessed with incredible mentors and supportive friends, people who deeply understand the toll of stress and trauma. Last winter, my brothers and I lost our father, and a few months later, we learned that my mother's cancer had returned. This time, the doctor said it was inoperable, and she would be on chemotherapy. Thank you. Once again, I felt like my loved ones were dying, and I was left powerless. I almost didn't want to come back here and finish my degree, and I probably would have left if it weren't for the support that I received from my friends and mentors here. After my father passed away, 3 of my friends who are now UMass Boston alumni visited me at my house, and their friendship helped me through a very difficult winter. My mentor, Professor Zsuzsa Kaldi, shared with me the story of her mother's passing, and her warmth and compassion helped me through a very difficult time in my life. When my lab found out about my mom, some of them covered my lab shifts so that I could take her to her chemotherapy treatments. And a few weeks ago, I saw my first mentor, Professor Nestor, in McCormick Hall. When we saw each other, he asked me how my mom was doing. He didn't ask me how graduation was coming. He didn't ask me how my courses were going. He asked me how my mom was doing because he cared about me and my family. The love and support that I and all of us have received from our friends and mentors here at UMass Boston have helped us find the strength. I have found the strength to help my family and to develop my career in research. My mother is now fighting and winning her second battle with cancer. And as the Chancellor told you, I will be starting a PhD program at the University of California, Berkeley. And they have no idea what beacons can do. The relationships that I've forged here at UMass Boston have helped me reach this point, and I know that they will continue to enrich my life for years to come. UMass Boston has given me and each of us a wealth of technical skills, skills that allow us to become leaders in business, advocates for informed policy change, dedicated researchers, and innovative artists. In fact, many of you already had full-time jobs while you were attending UMass Boston, and those of you who didn't have developed your careers while you were here. But don't get confused. You aren't in those chairs because of your friends, your family, your professors, or even UMass Boston. You put yourselves in those chairs. Through your own will, your sheer will and determination, you chose to rise above your obstacles, and today we celebrate your accomplishments. However, the question now is not what have you done to get here, but what will you do? UMass Boston has given us the skills, but it will be up to us to put them to good use. Our lives and our successes will not be measured by days like today. They will be measured in the strides that we take to help others like us achieve their dreams and reach their goals. Every day in this city and in others, people are dying from a lack of basic necessities: shelter, food, and water, and safety. Many of us come from neighborhoods disproportionately affected by health and wealth inequity. But today, many of us have defied the odds. A lot of you come from neighborhoods just like Lynn. Many of you are also veterans. and a great deal of you have come from nations many miles away. But no matter where we all came from, we have had to endure incredible tragedies and to overcome innumerable challenges to stand here today against the odds. Every student here today has worked carefully to balance school, work, family, and other personal obligations. All of us here today have overcome these challenges to earn our degrees while also being engaged, globally minded citizens inside and outside the classroom. UMass Boston continues to lead the way in providing access to resources for people who do not for underrepresented populations who would not have a shot in this world. Although some of our friends and loved ones could not be here to celebrate with us, we can honor their passing by helping others who have experienced traumas and prejudices like our own. Before I finish, I would like to say two last things. First, to the families of our proud and capable graduates, take stock of what we have done here today and over the past 4 years. Go back to your communities and tell them about how we defied the odds. Tell them what we did so that they too know that they can overcome their obstacles. And finally, to the graduates of 2014, know that this is your world just as much as it is anyone else's in it. And just as we have an equal claim to this world's bounty, we each share an equal obligation of service to build, empower, and sustain our communities. Congratulations, class of 2014. We are beacons of hope in this world, and we will continue to lead and light the way for others to follow.
Powerful. Powerful. That's what the University of Massachusetts Boston is all about.
We will now present our Chancellor's Medal and honorary degrees for 2014. Our university bestows on the Chancellor's Medal and honorary degrees upon individuals whose accomplishments represent the values our institution holds dear. University of Massachusetts President Robert Corrett and Chancellor Motley will confer the honors. Chancellor Motley and President Corrett, I have the honor to present to you Richard Campbell for investiture with the Chancellor's Medal for Distinguished Service.
Richard Campbell, class of 1970, you are one of the most successful trial lawyers in Massachusetts and one of the most ardent supporters of your alma mater, the University of Massachusetts Boston. Your deep commitment to public higher education is reflected in your service as a member of the Board of Trustees appointed by this Commonwealth's Governor, Patrick. You've also belonged to the University of Massachusetts Building Authority and our university's Board of Visitors, helping us shape and plan for the future. Last year, feeling a kinship with your fellow Medford native and University of Massachusetts Boston alumna, Crystal Campbell, who was killed in the Boston Marathon bombings, you established a scholarship in her name to honor her memory and raise money for students who wish to study business. In gratitude for your service on behalf of our students and commitment to public higher education, we award you this Chancellor's Medal for Distinguished Service. Congratulations.
Chancellor Motley and President Corrett, I have the honor to present to you Melvin King to receive the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa.
Activist, legislator, urban planner, professor, and Boston State Teachers College class of 1952 alum. Through your lifetime of service to the great city of Boston, Mel King, you have transformed the physical and emotional landscapes of our neighborhoods for the better. In the late 1960s, you organized the fight to stop a proposed highway that would have destroyed several Boston neighborhoods, planning a sit-in at the Boston Redevelopment Authority and leading the famous 10-city demonstrations. You don't do activism without results. And so the result of your activism and your advocacy can be seen in today's 10th city, a landmark mixed-income apartment building near the Back Bay T Station. You served as state representative from 1973 to 1982. In 1970, you created the Community Fellows Program at MIT, a program you led for 25 years. In 1996, you established the South End Technology Center to teach computer literacy to those with limited resources to learn technology on their own. In honor of your passionate commitment to the city of Boston and to the world, and your keen sense of social justice, Melvin King, we're pleased to confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa.
Melvin King, by the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of the University of Massachusetts, I confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa. In accordance with the usual custom and in token thereof, we award you this diploma and invest you with the hood of a Doctor of Humane Letters. Congratulations, and thank you for all you've done.
Chancellor Motley and President Corrett, I have the honor to present to you Feng Hu to receive the degree of Doctor of Science, honoris causa.
Professor, researcher, and innovator in green technology, the University of Massachusetts Boston welcomes you, Feng Wu, on our commencement day. In 2009, our President Barack Obama, and then President Hu Jintao of China announced the launch of a joint electric vehicles initiative to research their viability and to work in tandem to expand their use. A professor at Beijing Institute of Technology's School of Chemical Engineering and the Environment, you accepted the challenge of creating and deploying sustainable and cost-efficient electric vehicles using high-capacity, clean battery technology, and work closely with your colleagues from around the world to find the best solutions for cleaner, greener vehicle transportation. For your discoveries, you have received multiple international honors and received 95 patents, and 526 papers were published in scientific journals, edited 2 books, and given hundreds and hundreds of lectures internationally on battery materials and systems. In honor of your innovations and in the field of renewable energy, we are pleased to confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Science, honoris causa.
Feng Wu. By the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of the University of Massachusetts, I confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Science, honoris causa. In accordance with the usual custom and in token thereof, we award you this diploma and invest you with the hood of a Doctor of Science. Congratulations.
Chancellor Motley and President Corrett, I have the honor to present to you Christina Figueres to receive the degree of Doctor of Laws, honoris causa.
A native of Costa Rica, Christiana Figueres, you began your career in public service at the Embassy of Costa Rica in Germany. After moving to the United States, you served with the U.S. Export Council for Renewable Energy as Director of the Technical Secretariat Renewable Energy in the Americas. In 2010, the United Nations Secretary General Ban Ki-moon appointed you Executive Secretary of the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change, a secretariat tasked by the UN to bring governments, business communities, scientists, and the public together to work on stabilizing greenhouse gas concentrations in the atmosphere and preventing further human interference with our climate. Under your leadership, the UNFCCC has developed initiatives supporting action on climate change that benefit the world's poor and vulnerable, recognize the critical leadership of women in addressing climate change, and open doors for the business community and subnational governments to contribute solutions in the fight against climate change. In recognition of your vision for global agreement on climate change mitigation in your many decades as an advocate for the planet, we are pleased to confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Laws, honoris causa.
Christiana Figueres, by the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of the University of Massachusetts, I confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Laws, honoris causa. In accordance with the usual custom and in token thereof, we award you this diploma and invest you with the hood of Doctor of Laws. Congratulations, and thank you for all that you've done.
Now with our 2014 commencement address, Christiana Figueres, ladies and gentlemen.
I don't know how anybody does this without crying. I certainly don't promise to. Members of the Board of Trustees, President Carrette, top cheerleader Motley, Provost Langley, distinguished faculty and staff, families and friends, and above all, the fantastic class of 2014. Now, I am sure that I can speak for Dick, for Mel, for Mr. Wu, and of course for myself in thanking you for this true honor of joining you. But above all, let me say, it is not an honor, it is really deeply moving to be here and celebrate the triumph of the human spirit. Thank you for sharing that with us today. Now, there are thousands of us here today, and I'm delighted to see you all. But for me, there is one person missing, and that would be my grandfather, who time and time again asked me to do what you have done, walk down the path of a real PhD. Now, fortunately, I do know that his very loving nature would have forgiven me for getting here on a much less meritorious alternative way. His daughter and my daughters are here today. If what's up could transcend earthly boundaries, I would send him a photograph of all of us here together today. Grandparents in the crowd and elsewhere, your joy is deeply felt. Now, friends, this is my second commencement speech. I had asked the class that I addressed the first time to please let me know if they thought that should be my last commencement speech. Apparently, I gave them the wrong email address because here I am again. Today is a day of many celebrations, and may I congratulate UMass Boston for 50 years of excellence. It is quite a feat to open doors on a piece of land that wasn't exactly the highest real estate value, just a few feet above sea level, in the midst of the civil rights movement and urban unrest, and today to be the most diverse public research university in New England, with exceptional faculty, students from 141 countries, with innovative research leading the academic world in so many fields. Beacons of Boston, I salute you. And now to the real stars of the day, the class of 2014. I see several thousand caps and gowns here, a fantastic sight. But more than caps and gowns, I see thousands of agents of choice. Now, before I utter my next thought, I would like to inform you that this year, there are 150,000 commencement speeches in the United States, 2,000 of them here in Boston. Now, granted, many of these range all the way from postdoc to kindergarten graduations. But what they have in common, all of these speeches, is that they call for the higher purpose. They call all of the graduates to stand up and be counted in one way or another. And so here is our big idea today. There is no greater power than the power of choice. It is choice that defines the quality of your life, in fact, your very life. Seems like a simple thought, doesn't it? It is so simple that it amazes me how often I have to learn and relearn. And in fact, I must admit that I don't even remember it on a daily basis. But if you grasp this very simple truth and act on it, you will be the masters of the greatest challenge, yourselves. Now, up to this point, many of your decisions have had a lot or a little, but certainly some external help. As we have heard today already with very moving stories, your parents may have chosen to support you and your studies over other more obvious pleasures for themselves. Your peers may have influenced you toward a particular class, a particular sport, a particular life partner, perhaps. Your professors may have chosen to not take a better paying job because they wanted the joy of teaching you. So one could say that in one way or another, you have been pushed, pulled, and prodded into the seats that you occupy today. However, as of today, your decisions become much more your own. You will be called upon to make choices at the personal level, at the public level, and yes, at the planetary level. You could see them, in fact, as a ladder of choices, where one rung is actually interconnected with the others. So to begin with the most immediate rung at the personal level. Today, you are celebrating not just this morning, but I certainly hope and trust well into the night. Now, not all days are going to be like today. As we have just heard in such moving fashion from Sean, you will be knocked down by life, by events big or small. And you have a choice. Either you stay on the floor and lick your wounds, or you stand up, you learn from the hit, and you grow stronger. That choice defines who you are. Today, you are being congratulated by all you know. Tomorrow, you will be criticized by some, betrayed or deeply hurt by one you love. You have a choice. You can react out of anger or maybe even revenge. Or you can choose to take the high road, knowing that we all carry pain and sadness, and that everyone needs our patience and our compassion. That choice defines how you walk the path of life. On the next level, of the ladder, we find your public engagement, about the way that you choose to engage with other fellow citizens, about your public persona. Now, today, you may or may not know what you're going to do tomorrow. If you already do, fantastic. If you don't panic. The fact is, we all discover our path one step at a time. In the end, what career you choose, what skills you develop to put at the service of others is far less important than making those intentional choices based on your commitment to discover the fullness of yourself. That choice marks the depth with which you engage in the world. And that takes me to the top ladder, the planetary ladder. That is where you choose what kind of planet you're going to have, what kind of planet you want to leave to those who will be graduating decades after you. Now, you may say, whoa, 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 that's not a choice that I want or even need to take. That sounds like a bit much for right this morning. Well, I am here to tell you that by now, that choice is unavoidable. Class of 2014, right now, at this very moment, mankind is deciding what kind of a planet you and your children are going to have, what kind of a world you're going to live in. And you know what? You have a say in that decision. There are two paths in front of us. One, the path of rising temperatures, rising insecurity, rising sea levels, and rising economic instability. The other, a path of stability where environmental integrity and sustainability allows for growth and prosperity. Now, of course, I'm talking about our response to climate change. And I am sure that most of you had to Google my name when you were walking here this morning on some of your very smart phones to find out who on earth is behind that very weird name on my program today. So by now, it shouldn't be a surprise that I'm talking about climate change, but it may be a surprise to you that climate change is no longer a threat. It is your new reality. The last time I was on this gorgeous campus, I talked about climate change being a wicked problem. I assure you that it has become no less of a wicked problem. Science is clear and ever more sobering. We have a very, very limited time to transition to low-carbon growth path. The bending of greenhouse gas emissions curve has to be done within this decade, globally, and globally we must get to carbon neutrality by the second half of the century, a very tall order from where we are today. Now, the good news is that increasing numbers of people are actually realizing that if we make the right choices in a timely fashion, we can construct a world with clean energy, with sustainable growth, and a world where opportunities abound. Collectively, we can choose that future. And individually, dear graduates, you will be asked to make choices along the three rungs of the ladder. At the personal level, you can be much more aware of your carbon footprint, a very high footprint if you live in this country. And you would be surprised about the results. By eating consciously, eliminating food waste, or becoming vegetarian, you can do a lot for your health and for the health of the planet. By walking, biking, using public transportation, and very soon, thanks to Mr. Wu, using low or zero emission vehicles, you can do a lot for the planet, and in a fun way. Voting. Now, voting for government leaders that actually believe in science and technology seems to be a rather novel concept in this country, so I will leave that for you to discover the benefits. But please do remember that every purchase you make is a vote in the mega financial system, and that system, in no small measure, is running the world. Now, at the public level, there are also many choices. Most of those revolve around where your careers are going to take you. So if you are to become doctors, lawyers, investors, politicians, good politicians, business leaders, good business leaders, you are going to be confronted, without a doubt, with the already unavoidable impacts of climate change. I ask you to put your weight behind ambitious and responsible solutions, because there are many. So to envision what those are, let's think about this university as a mini model of a country. Just imagine this campus with unlimited energy from the wind, the sun, and the tides. That is possible. You can make it happen. Just imagine Campus Center and the new science complex producing all the energy that it needs and learning how to maximize your comfort by understanding your collective creature habits. Just imagine energy being harvested personally, freeing you from all those mess of cables and chargers that we all walk around with, except, of course, the cable to charge your car. Now, you can either help develop those technologies, or as consumers, you can and you should demand them. Think of cities where buildings are going to be engineered to catch water, grow food, generate electricity, and produce biofuels. It is happening elsewhere. Make it happen here. And above all, and most importantly perhaps, imagine a world where no woman has to cook on an open fire stove. Imagine a world where everyone, all the billions of people around the world who have no electricity, do have clean energy, all the energy that they want, and that is opening the door toward their well-being and their pursuit of opportunities. Now, all of those choices, whether you make them at the private or at the public level, all of those choices are also planetary choices, because what you as a generation buy, what you eat, how you get around, how you choose to exercise your profession, how you choose to exercise your power as a consumer, how you choose to vote. All of those are fundamentally planetary choices, because the implications ripple across economies and certainly across the social networks that affect change. Now, if that is not enough at the planetary level, I invite you to join me and many other women and men who are working on this issue as a global policy challenge. At that level, you would be helping to bring 194 completely unique countries to a common and urgent task. I assure you, it is a job with practically no sleep, but that is a skill that you have practiced and perfected. I think you can take the job. Graduates, whatever career path you choose, whoever you're going to live with, wherever you're going to live, you will live with the reality of a changing climate and all of its social and economic consequences. If each of us makes the right choices now, you will be able to manage the consequences. You will enjoy an exciting world of fantastic technology. We will all enjoy a world of well-being in the global South. And we will all feel all the better for it. If collectively we make all the right choices now, we will increase stability and prosperity for all. That is the world we want, and that is the world to choose. So, class of 2014, as you leave Campus Center lawn today, may you remember that you have the greatest power of all. And that power determines who you are, how you engage in the world, and what kind of a world you are going to have. Do not take that power lightly. Claim your power of choice at all levels, private, public, and planetary. Many of those choices, I warn you, are going to be difficult. Many of them will require courage. Many of them will call for your higher sense of purpose and determination. But all of them determine the quality of your life, of those around you, and of those after you. And by the way, while you're out there on your wonderful adventure saving the world, don't forget to have fun. Believe you me, life is much more enjoyable if you laugh at yourself and have daily laughs. Thank you.
Christiana Figueres, thank you. So now we've come to that very important part of our ceremony, the conferral of graduate and undergraduate degrees, certificates of advanced graduate study on our record 4,000 students at the University of Massachusetts, Boston.
Thank you, Chancellor Motley. We begin by presenting the candidates for doctoral degrees. Would Dean of Graduate Studies, Jean Gergia, please step forward? Chancellor Motley and President Corrett, of the 67 doctoral students receiving their degrees at this time, I have the honor to present to you the 26 candidates who are present with us today, who have satisfied the requirements for the degree of Doctor of Education, Doctor of Philosophy, or Doctor of Nursing Practice, and who have been recommended for these degrees by their faculty, by the faculty of the College of Education and Human Development, the College of Liberal Arts, the College of Nursing and Health Sciences, the College of Science and Mathematics, and the McCormack Graduate School of Policy and Global Studies. We will confer doctoral degrees by college. Following the recognition of our doctoral candidates, President Corrett will confer the degrees. Will Felicia Wilczynsky, Dean of the College of Education and Human Development, please come forward as the 8 doctoral candidates in your college receive their degrees? Malcolm J. Bryant, Doctor of Education in Leadership in Urban Schools. Anne-Marie Del Filippo, Doctor of Philosophy in Higher Education. Rhonda M. Garbovich, Doctor of Education in Higher Education. Janet M. Gumbris, Doctor of Education in Higher Education. Thomas King, Doctor of Education, Leadership in Urban Schools. Wellesley Paul Manaday, Doctor of Education, Leadership in Urban Schools. Matthew Arlen McLean, Doctor of Education and Leadership in Urban Schools. Cynthia K. Saft, Doctor of Education in Higher Education.
I guess some people didn't come. I think that might be it.
Will Emily McDermott, Dean of the College of Liberal Arts, please come forward as the 4 doctoral candidates in your college receive their degrees. Devin G. Atala, Doctor of Philosophy in Clinical Psychology. Jessie Rose Graham, Doctor of Philosophy in Clinical Psychology. John Tawa, Doctor of Philosophy in Clinical Psychology. Special T. Walker, Doctor of Philosophy in Clinical Psychology. Will Anahid Kulwicki, Dean of the College of Nursing and Health Sciences, please come forward as the 2 doctoral candidates in your college receive their degree. Daniel M. Herbert, Doctor of Nursing Practice in Nursing Practice. Mercy Wanjiku Kamu, Doctor of Philosophy in Nursing Health Policy. That's it. Will Andrew Gasowski, Dean of the College of Science and Mathematics, please come forward as the 6 doctoral candidates in your college receive their degrees. Mohammed Abdul Rada Halshawaf, Doctor of Philosophy in Environmental Sciences, Environmental, Earth, and Ocean Sciences. Saeed Bharati, Doctor of Philosophy in Computer Science. Asha Ravni Kadam, Doctor of Philosophy in Chemistry, in Green Chemistry. Jeremy Christopher Williams, Doctor of Philosophy in Environmental Sciences, Environmental Earth and Ocean Sciences. Lan Yang, Doctor of Philosophy in Chemistry and Physical and Analytical Chemistry. Yoon Yang, Doctor of Philosophy in Environmental Sciences, Environmental Earth and Ocean Sciences. Will Ira Jackson, Dean of the McCormick Graduate School of Policy and Global Studies, please come forward as the 6 doctoral candidates in your college receive their degrees. Carlin Louise Archon, Doctor of Philosophy in Public Policy. Caitlin E. Coyle, Doctor of Philosophy in Gerontology. Jennifer Douglas, Doctor of Philosophy in Public Policy. Rachel Bogardas, Jew, Doctor of Philosophy in Public Policy. Deborah A. Gray, Doctor of Philosophy in Gerontology. Felicia Mary Sullivan, Doctor of Philosophy in Public Policy.
By the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of the University of Massachusetts, I confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, Doctor of Nursing Practice, or Doctor of Education, as recommended by the faculty of the University of Massachusetts, Boston. In accordance with custom, you as individuals are entitled to all the rights and privileges which pertain to this degree here and elsewhere. Congratulations and good luck.
Thank you, President Corrett. Doctoral recipients, please be seated. We will now present the candidates for master's and bachelor's degree. Their diplomas will be distributed during the college ceremonies later today. Would the 1,306 candidates for master's degrees, education specialist degrees, graduate certificate, postmaster's certificates, and certificates of advanced graduate study in the College of Education and Human Development, the College of Liberal Arts, the College of Management, the College of Nursing and Health Sciences, the College of Public and Community Service, the College of Science and Mathematics, the John McCormick Graduate School for Policy and Global Studies, and the College of Advancing and Professional Studies. Please rise and remain standing.
Yes.
Chancellor Motley and President Corrett, On the recommendation of the faculty and deans, I have the honor to present to you the candidates who have satisfied the requirements for the degree of Master of Arts, or Master of Fine Arts, or Master of Science, or Master of Education, or Master of Business Administration, or Education Specialist degree, or for graduate certificates, postmaster certificates, or certificates of advanced graduate study.
By the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of the University of Massachusetts, I confer upon you, the certified students, the degree of Master of Arts, Master of Fine Arts, or Master of Science, or Master of Education, or Master of Business Administration, or Education Specialist, or for graduate certificates, postmaster certificates, or certificates of advanced study, as recommended by the faculty here at the University of Massachusetts, Boston. In accordance with custom, you as individuals are entitled to all the rights and privileges which pertain to this degree, here and elsewhere. Congratulations.
Yes. Congratulations.
Thank you, President Corrett. Will our master's, postmaster certificate, graduate certificate, and certificate of advanced graduate study recipients now please be seated? Now we will present the bachelor's degrees. As your colleges are announced, please rise and remain standing. Dean Emily McDermott of the College of Liberal Arts, please step forward. On the recommendation of the Dean and faculty, will the 1,179 candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Arts and Bachelor of Science in the College of Liberal Arts please rise and be recognized?
Yes.
Dean Anahid Kulwicki of the College of Nursing and Health Sciences, please step forward. On the recommendation of the Dean and faculty, will the 593 candidates for the Bachelor of Science degree in the College of Nursing and Health Sciences please rise and be recognized? Dean Maureen Scully of the College of Management, please step forward. On the recommendation of the Dean and faculty, will the 498 candidates for the Bachelor of Science degree in the College of Management please rise and be recognized? Dean Andrew Gosowski of the College of Science and Mathematics, please step forward. On the recommendation of the Dean and faculty, will the 332 candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Arts and Bachelor of Science in the College of Science and Mathematics please rise and be recognized. Dean Anna Madison of the College of Public and Community Service, please step forward. On the recommendation of the Dean and faculty, will the 68 candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Arts in the College of Public and Community Service please rise and be recognized? Dean Felicia Wilczynsky of the College of Education and Human Development, please step forward. On the recommendation of the Dean and faculty, will the 18 candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Arts in the College of Education and Human Development please rise and be recognized?
Yes.
Chancellor Motley and President Corrett, I have the honor to present to you the 2,688 candidates who have satisfied the requirements for the degree of Bachelor of Arts or Bachelor of Science in the College of Education and Human Development, the College of Liberal Arts, the College of Management, the College of Nursing and Health Sciences, the College of Public and Community Service, and the College of Science and Mathematics, who have been recommended for these degrees by their faculty.
By the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of the University of Massachusetts, I confer upon the certified students the degree of Bachelor of Arts or Bachelor of Science as recommended by the faculty of the University of Massachusetts, Boston. In accordance with custom, you as individuals are entitled to all the rights and privileges which pertain to this degree, either here or elsewhere. Congratulations.
Congratulations. Yes. I know it's exciting. Yes. Please be seated. Now, every year, we induct our graduates into the family of alumni of the University of Massachusetts, Boston, because the strength of our university depends upon each and every one of you. There are nearly 90,000 alumni of the University of Massachusetts, Boston, State College at Boston, State Teachers College at Boston, and Boston Normal School, who give witness to the fact that this is a great, great value in the value of public higher education. With Lorne Burwell, class of 1969, representing the Alumni Association, and your own Sean O'Grady, John F. Kennedy Award winner, step forward.
Will all of the members of the class of 2014 please stand? It's almost over. Chancellor Motley and Alumni Association Representative Bullerwell, inscribed upon this scroll are the names of every class of 2014 undergraduate and graduate student. I request that each name be permanently added to the list of distinguished and revered alumni of the University of Massachusetts, Boston. We ask that the University of Massachusetts Boston Alumni Association help direct our service to the university so that our class joins all alumni in helping to bring honor to our university.
Thank you, Sean. How appropriate that one Lynn guy should pass off the scroll to another Lynn guy. And if you don't believe that, I actually know all the verses to Lynn, Lynn, City of Sin. Thank you. Members of the graduating class, it sounds pretty good, doesn't it? Of 2014, we welcome you. All University of Massachusetts Boston alumni join you in your pledge to bring honor to Boston's great public university. We welcome you to the association and wish you every success. Thank you.
Before we dismiss each college to conduct its own separate ceremony, our University of Massachusetts Boston Chamber Singers will lead us in the singing of the UMass Alma Mater, a song that celebrates the tradition and values of our university. Please rise as you are able and refer to the inside back cover of your programs for the lyrics and the history of the song.
We beheld UMass Boston, a torch in your hand, saw a crown on your brow, heard your voice of command, that we follow the lead of your bold guiding light, toward knowledge and wisdom and fervor for right, toward knowledge and wisdom and fervor for right.
How that glow has burned bright through the torch in your hand, saw a crown on your brow, heard your voice of command, that we follow the lead of your bold guiding light, toward knowledge and wisdom and fervor for right, toward knowledge and wisdom and fervor for right. May that torch never dim as life beckons us forth. May it shine like a jewel of fathomless worth. Like tall ships setting sail, may we steer evermore by that beacon of beauty and truth on the shore, by that beacon of beauty and truth on the shore.
Graduates, we now conclude the main ceremony of our 46th commencement. Congratulations. Now listen, the provost is going to give you recession directions. Listen to those directions in just a moment. Graduates, as you go forth, take pride in the University of Massachusetts Boston. We are truly, truly so proud of you. Congratulations, class of 2014.
Each college will be led by its dean and faculty to separate college ceremonies. We ask that family and friends please remain in your places until all graduates have been recessed. Professor Sugumaran, Marshal Tobin, and flag bearers, please take your places. Would the trustees and honored guests please rise and follow the Chancellor off the stage? Would the doctoral graduates please rise and follow the stage party down the center aisle? Would the College of Science and Mathematics, Dean Gosowski, please come forward? Would the faculty of the College of Science and Mathematics please rise and follow your dean? You will lead your graduates down the center aisle to your college ceremony that will take place in the Clark Athletic Center ice rink. Once again, the College of Science and Mathematics will have its ceremonies take place in the Clark Athletic Center rink. We ask that family and friends remain seated while the graduates recess. Will the College of Nursing and Health Sciences Dean Kulwicki please come forward? And would the faculty of the College of Nursing and Health Sciences please rise and follow your dean? You will lead your graduates down the aisle closest to the campus center. By aisle 1, to the stairs near the General Academic Building construction site. The College of Nursing and Health Sciences ceremony will be held at the tent on the soccer field. Would College of Management Dean Scully please come forward? And would the faculty of the College of Management please rise and follow your dean? You will lead your graduates down the aisle closest to the water to your college ceremony that will take place in the Clark Center Gym. Again, the College of Management ceremony will take place in the Clark Center Gym. We ask that family and friends remain seated while the graduates recess. With the College of Education and Human Development Dean Wilczynsky, please come forward. With the faculty of the College of Education and Human Development, please rise and follow your dean. You will lead your graduates down the aisle closest to the campus center stairs by aisle 1 and the stairs near the general academic building construction site. The College of Education and Human Development ceremony will be held at a tent on the soccer field. Will the College of Advancing and Professional Studies Dean DeSalvia please come forward? And will the faculty of the College of Advancing and Professional Studies rise and follow your dean? You will lead your graduates down the aisle closest to the campus center to your college ceremony that will take place in Snowden Auditorium on the first floor of the Wheatley Hall. Again, the College of Advanced and Professional Studies ceremony will take place in Snowden Auditorium in Wheatley Hall. Would the John W. McCormack Graduate School of Policy and Global Studies Dean Jackson please come forward? And with the faculty of the McCormack Graduate School, please rise and follow your dean. You will lead your graduates down the aisle closest to the campus center to your college ceremony that will take place in the Campus Center ballroom on the 3rd floor of the Campus Center. Will the College of Public and Community Service Dean Madison please come forward? And with the faculty of the College of Public and Community Service, please rise and follow your dean. You will lead your graduates down the aisle to the campus center, closest to the campus center, to your college ceremony that will take place in the Ryan Lounge, located on the 3rd floor of the McCormick Building. The College of Liberal Arts ceremony will take place in the main stage area. We ask that liberal arts graduates and their guests please remain in their seats while Dean McDermott and the College of Liberal Arts faculty prepare for the diploma ceremony. Again, the College of Liberal Arts will hold its ceremony right here on the main stage. Family and friends will have an opportunity to move closer to the main stage, but please first allow us to reset this area for the diploma ceremony. Thank you for your assistance.